Welcome to the Gab Talks by the Independent Press Award. I'm your hostess, Gabby Olzak. To participate in the 2026 Book Award competitions, please visit independentpressaward.com and nycbigbookaward.com. On this episode of the Gab Talks, we're so pleased to welcome Gisella Rose, author of Elixir, A Journey into Ancestral Alchemology, winner of the 2025 New York City Big Book Award and the 2026 Independent Press Award, in the cross-genre Mind, Body, Spirit category. Gisella Rose is an award-winning author, artist, dancer, embodiment practitioner, and ancestral alchemist. She's the creator of Ancestral Alchemology, which is a signature method that blends astrology, genealogy, somatic embodiments, and mysticism to support ancestral connection, energetic healing, and sacred remembrance. Her work centers around ancestral exploration and healing, inviting others to tap into the innate magic of their own bodies. In addition to being an award-winning author, Gisella is also the host of Soma Magical, the podcast with Gisella Rose, where she explores ancestral alchemy, astrology, embodiments, and body-based magic. A lifelong artist. Hold it up, Gisella. Let everyone see the beautiful book. It's a gorgeous cover. I love it. As a lifelong artist, dancer, and performer, for over a decade, she was known as Gisella Rose, the pain-proof artiste, performing sideshow stunts on stages all around the world, including performing with bands such as Jane's Addiction and El Nino. Her path also winds through the tattoo industry, where she has worked as a skilled body piercer and permanent makeup artist, and currently as a marketing administrator for Access Rotary. Gisella guides others into this magical, remembering, sharing sacred work shaped by both deep lineage connection and lived experience. Gisella joins us today from Kentucky. Congratulations, Gisella, and welcome to the Gab Talks.
Thank you so much, Gabby. Thank you so much for this lovely introduction. I appreciate it so much. It's always interesting to hear it come back at you that way, so
you're like, wow, I am
that's
amazing.
Cool.
I did all that. It's wonderful. The book, it's a beautiful cover. So
Elixir campaigns. I just want to plug campaigns.
Oh yes, please do. It's really lovely. So this is your debut novel, as we mentioned. It's part memoir, part mysticism, part spiritual guide, actually. Gisella, you began by sharing your near-death experience at the age of 3. Wow. You said it was more than a moment of survival. It was an awakening. Share that experience with us and how it led you down this path of exploration, and why write a book about it?
Right. So that moment for me, and it wasn't that I've been walking through life with this moment weighing me down or like molding me. It was just as things happened. It was really after my mom passed away, but it was after that more of the pieces kind of like came together. However, that moment when I drowned, it was in a swimming pool, and I go into it in the book in the beginning part. I drowned, and before I lost my life, because they call it a near-death experience, but truly it is actually a death experience because you do die. My heart did stop for a few moments, for a couple of minutes, but as just before that, I looked up and my mom was there reaching towards me in the pool, and she was pregnant with my sister.
Now, had she had passed already at this point?
This was okay. So, and I mentioned that because there's a weaving that happens. There's like the spiral that happens with experiences, right? But that moment activated because I didn't know it at the time, but it's only when later on that these pieces come out and come together. But there was like 1 foot in and 1 foot out. But that image that I saw, that I did hold with me as I was growing and moving through life, of my mom, that was such an ancestral mother lineage connection. Also with the water being in the water, and then my sister being in the womb, the waters of the mother. And, like I was born 10 months after my grandmother died. I have her name. So there's this lot of like in between worlds, death and life, bridging the
Okay.
gap between that. And then, of course, this mothering quality and maternal quality. And that's also where, I'm sure it will lead into more of this conversation in this interview. But then if you're looking at the water and mother, my moon sign, which is a maternal body, right? It's a maternal body, is in Cancer, which is very much so a mothering maternal sign. So there's an unfolding there with that. But really always feeling weird. I always felt different because of that experience. And I was
Interesting.
treated differently, not because I was different or special, but it was just like there was always like she died and she's still with us. There was this. So
Yeah.
I was moving. I was born in the sack. They call it like a mermaid birth, right? So on coal. So born in the sack. So there was this water as well, this very strong elemental connection to this water, which is also mother as well. But always feeling different and feeling the other side.
Feeling the other side. So I'd like you to explain before we go a little bit deeper in that, because alchemology isn't something people hear every day. What exactly is ancestral alchemology? And, let's weave into, again, what it means to you personally, Gisella.
So alchemology is a word that I put together. Now, I'm sure it's been used somewhere else at some other points, because humans are just incredible and we connect in such beautiful ways in that way, right? But alchemology is the merging, really our ancestral alchemology is the merging of, it's the ancestral lines, lineage, it's lineage astrology, and then alchemizing the elemental connections of the lineage astrology, right?
And is that where the elements come into play? Fire, water, air, earth. You say that shapes not just our nature, but our stories of our bloodlines.
Yes. So, for instance, if I may ask, when is your birthday? Just your yeah.
October
Okay.
18th.
So you are a Libra, okay?
Yes.
So you're Libra, you are an air sign. So there are these different qualities of air, right? Intellectual, a love of art, very thinking, very kind of like moving around.
That's
Yes,
my
there's a love language for you more with intellect first, then with and then there's that love. Yeah, it moves, and it relates to the heart as well. So just that, knowing that from air without even going into too much detail, like, because again, humans love to make things really complicated, which is fun. But sometimes if we just simplify things, then we get down to the really potent, like elements of stuff. Now, we are nature, regardless of the belief system or faith, because it doesn't change that we're all connected to nature. It's not just so much that we're part of it. We are it. We just, we have roots, we bloom, we go through phases, we're affected by the weather. And when we really break it down to an elemental vibration with people, like with you and air, okay, I'm water. So now if we want to work here together, and as we're talking, we're creating mist, right? We're going to create mist, and it's going to be, which is very communicative. It's very, like flowy and floaty. So when we look at ancestral alchemology and we look at our ancestors and working out their placements, say their sun signs. So going a little bit backwards here, but this first started with something called genealogy. So I was looking up the moon signs.
Which I have a question about that too, because most people you talk about simplifying it. Most people, when you talk about genealogy, family tree.
Yeah.
That's it, simply. But you say it's so much more than
It
that.
is so much more. Like when
Yeah.
I'm a genealogist, that's part of being an ancestral alchemist, right? So when I say ancestral
Mhm.
alchemy, it is really a combination. It's a tantric thread, tantric in its purest meaning of weaving traditions together, right? So weaving different things and different elements together. So it's if we look at so you go through, you open up your family tree, perfect, you get to meet all your ancestors.
Yeah.
Then if you look a little further, so for me with astrology, I grew up, my mom taught me astrology. It's just how I moved through life, and just again on this very elemental basic way of looking at it as well, which is very, very deep, plus some more. But feeling that connection with that drowning and that connection with the water, and then kind of like sitting in meditation and realizing, wait, hold on. My moon is in Cancer. I have a Cancer moon. Mother, water, maternal. And then realizing this connection. And then my mom's moon, Scorpio. My rising is Scorpio. Then I started like looking at, just really look.
It was all
Started
connected,
unfolding,
and that
and I started realizing
what
a
you're hearing.
pattern in my own family
Yeah.
tree. Then I started looking at other people's family trees and started
Mm.
uncovering things in that way as well. And I was like, wow, this is cool.
It's
It's
all
all
connected. It's
connected.
amazing.
Yeah.
Um, Ancestral alchemology, it sounds like it's about healing the past, Gisela. Is that right?
Healing the past. So we have,
Traumas that our ancestors
yes, we have
experienced.
ancestral patterns that we come into this world with. It's actually in our bones, in our DNA. It's in epigenetics, right? There's a whole science now where they're uncovering more and more about it, and behaviors and different ways that we move through life that are very ancestral. And I think that a lot of the times when people think of ancestral healing and generational healing, they're always thinking about, I've got to go and like uncover all these traumas. Yes,
Yeah.
there's an importance to that. However, there is now this work a lot more if we uncover the gifts.
Is it transforming the future?
Yes, yes, yes. So we can uncover the gifts, and if we uncover the gifts, we're able to rewrite and change and accept. And then also, yes, when those traumas come through, be like, okay, this is not
Mhm.
mine. This isn't mine. It's mine through my lineage, but it's not mine
Right.
now. So it is my responsibility to do something with it. I find that,
Well,
yeah,
that's my question. Why is it so important for us to do this work
because
now?
it will keep coming back. Because time
Mm.
moves in a spiral. Again, no matter what the belief system is of a person, where they're, the time moves in a spiral, and it will keep coming back. So when we work with our ancestral lineage, we heal 7 generations back. Sometimes we can
Mhm.
connect up to 14 generations.
Wow.
And then we're moving forward. So we are ancestors of the future. Right? So,
So I'm hearing there's a theme here of transformation. In fact, let's talk about the title. Spiritually, elixir actually symbolizes transformation. Is that right, Gisela?
yes, and the
Yeah.
elixir of life.
So,
Yeah.
so what type of transformation do you believe is most essential for folks, and how is the book a tool for that journey?
So the most important transformation that we can go through in our life is to remember.
Hmm. To
To remember.
remember. See, that's simple. That's simple. Okay.
And remembering will be purely individual, to the person, right? It's gonna
Mm.
be, what are you here in this life? What are you bringing? What is your piece of magic? your personal elixir? What is your bit that you're bringing into your family line, as well as the collective, as well as the world?
Because one day we will be ancestors to
Yes.
someone.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's important for us to do that work right now. So how has well, I want to talk about how do you hope the book is going to be a tool for that journey for folks?
I would love to be able to guide everybody through this amazing, beautiful process of connecting and meeting your ancestors, whether it be through just looking at your family tree and opening up their different placements of things and meeting them, knowing when their birthday is, when their death day is, honoring them. There is such a beautiful connection. It's like when we go,
Yeah.
isn't it like, Kima, you go and then you just never ever thought about again? That's it.
Yeah.
Unless you've established yourself in some way, you've created some kind of notoriety or fame, right? What about the average person that was beautiful? The mom that baked bread every day for her family. They told stories, and it's like it makes me emotional because so I feel so much disconnect between the dead and the living.
So much disconnect. And I wanted to ask you next that you just answered my question. How has writing Elixir actually changed your relationship with your own ancestry or lineage? I can see you're very emotional about it. So obviously it had a really strong impact.
My ancestors, so in my book, Elixir: A Journey into Ancestral Alchemology, I explained that I worked with my mother line. And because I was doing the book, I really because I knew that I wanted to, and I was like, I'm going to use my tree as the example. Could I maybe have put in a little bit more examples? Possibly, but it was really this personal exploration. And so in
You're more passionate about it because it's something that you have such an integral interest in, and you really want to learn about it. So it needs to be personal for it to be heartfelt.
Yes. I've found during my
Sincere.
research, in my uncovering my extensive uncovering in my own tree, which I had already found. I'd already, opened up a lot of my tree, because, with genealogy being something that I do quite often. But that's when, like in the book, the archetypes that I talk about and the triple elemental combinations, right? I found it during my expedition through creating the book. I was like, this is actually like, this result is what I don't want to give it away now. I want people to read it. But bringing up the water and just that like huge connection with water, I was like, wow. And that's because I was putting it together. I wanted it to actually be a course, a training. And then this came out and I was like, no, I'm like, I've got to put this into a book and I got to put it out there because I would love to guide every single person through this process, but I can't. And I think that it is so because it heals me, a piece of me. Now, just a piece. We're like diamonds and we've got different facets that we polish as we move through life. And it polished a few different facets for me. So I know that it can help other people. And then also I have guided other people through this process. This is something that I offer in my own practice. And it's amazing. It truly is amazing. And even just like with my sister, we have different birth dates and it changes her elixir, her ancestral alchemical recipe. It changes it so much. And we have, the same mother line. So it really it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Like we are little potion bottles. Okay. This is how I see us. We're little potion bottles. We're vessels and we're walking around. Yes, we're beautiful and magnificent and complicated and full of grief and sadness and joy and creation and, all of that.
All of Raditz
all of
Ocean
it,
Bob.
you know.
Yes.
And then what happens with our ancestral lines is the sediment gets, and with ourselves, the sediment gets stuck at the bottom of the bottle. And kind of like when we tincture something, when we create a potion and we have to shake it. You got to shake it to keep it fresh. You got to get it out of the cup every day, and you got to shake it, and then you strain it. So we've got to embody this information as well. We've got to embody these pieces as well. And that we do through movement, that we do through dance, maybe yoga, maybe, Tai Chi, maybe we're creating something, maybe we're going for a walk. All these different elements that are physical in that way, embodying. And that's how we keep our elixir.
So through the body, it's rich embodiments. And so actually your physical body is also a real critical part of ancestral healing.
Yes, because it is
Yeah.
the epigenetic part, our mannerisms, that's all coming through in our body. When we remember somatically, things are now getting, we can get a pain in our arm, for instance, and it's like, okay, what is this pain in my arm? Why do I get this reaction when I'm around this area, or when I smell smoke? Why do I get this weird reaction? These are like also these little somatic things that come up. So when we're doing this ancestral work, connecting with the body ancestrally, somatically as well, and then looking at, and I go in, in my book, I explain the different body areas connected with the different zodiac signs.
I love that.
So if you have a predominance of XYZ, or, whatever it may be, ABCD or whatever, you can work with that area a little bit more.
It really is a guide. The book is wonderful. So what are some of the common misconceptions that people may have about ancestral work that you encounter?
That it's a blame all on the ancestors. It must be ancestral. Blame all on the ancestors. Okay. There's got to be a responsibility. Yeah. When we do ancestor work, we've got to also then take responsibility. Then we step into a role, and we should be doing this anyway, that we are also ancestors, right? We are also, like we've said already, and also understanding that our ancestors were human with flaws.
Right. Exactly.
And they went through some of the like really, really tough things, like a lot of our ancestors back in the day. And I mean, we're going through some really, really tough things as well. So like when we're ancestors, coming up, and like the future generations, when they think back, they can be like, okay, if we can develop this relationship. And I mean, there's a lot of cultures around the world that are really develop a relationship all the time with their ancestors. But if it can be commonplace, where we remember and we think back and we venerate, and we then learn from that to not repeat those certain mistakes, or or bring that recipe forward, or bring that trait forward, little things like that. It's keeping that spiral moving just in a really beautiful way as well.
Are there some small everyday practices, Gisella, from Elixir that listeners can possibly start experimenting with right now?
Absolutely. I mean, just sitting, if you haven't, done any kind of family research, genealogy, obviously I suggest that. I highly suggest that. But just a practice where go outside, connect. If you live in a city or it's freezing cold, like it is in a lot of places right now, just sit wherever you are, put your hands over your heart, take a few deep breaths, connect, drop down into your body. So you can visualize this, you can connect, and you can visualize roots growing into the earth. You can just feel the ground beneath you, and that feeling of stability, of support, and just connect into your body, drop down into your body. Try and move out of the head brain, move into your heart brain, move into your gut
Mhm.
brain. Get into that gut brain and just sit there and ask. Ask.
It's an important
Just
practice.
ask.
Yes,
Who?
it's an
Yeah.
important
Yeah.
practice. So how can we get started? If I want to start looking into my ancestral tree and genealogy, where do I get started?
You can definitely, if you would like to reach out to me, you can definitely reach out to
Yes,
me.
absolutely. We'll get to that contact information.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I do uh, genealogical research for folks. I love it. I love connecting the living and the dead. It brings me such joy. But if you want to, do this on your own, ancestry.com, myheritage.com, really, like these,
Okay.
they are really phenomenal. It just takes time. It
Takes
takes some
time.
time. I would encourage folks to not use the AI features on there yet because they're not correct. There's a lot of like,
Yeah, you always have to
you
check AI.
always. It's proper. Just research it. Check the names. Check the dates. Don't get click happy and like add every hint that the software gives you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um,
No, that's
yeah,
nice.
and just start and just research and just feel where it goes. Definitely feel where it goes, and speak to anybody in your family. So parents that go to the oldest person. Find
Mm.
the elder in the family and record their stories. Record whatever they remember. Write it down.
Yeah.
Get it now while you can.
I'm going to be doing that in the next 4 weeks. My mom is having knee replacement surgery, so I'm going to be spending a solid 4 weeks with her, and that is on my to-do list too, because oh my goodness, she has so many beautiful stories, some which we already have written down, but I do plan on doing that. Thanks for that advice, and I encourage folks who are out there that you just never know when your number is up, and it's so important to capture those moments and those stories for our children, because like you said, we are going to be ancestors one day, so we need to have a recording of it. um, Gisella, as I said in the amazing intro, you're an artist, you're a creative. Do you have advice for other artists and creative to successfully channel their passions?
Yeah. And before I answer that, I just want to say, I just send all the fast healing vibes towards your mama when she
Thank
has that
you.
yeah, and just have that beautiful connection time with her. That's so exciting.
Thank
Um, so for when I say artist, I mean I definitely I have many mediums, from paper
you.
drawing
You do.
to I have tattooed, I dance, embody performance art, many different avenues. And I think that if you creating, we are all artists, all of us, even if we're not
Yeah.
someone who's drawing or painting. If you're creating in the kitchen, if you are um, creating a beautiful life for your children, like weaving, like creation in that way, we are all artists. It's an art. Breathing is an art, and it is actually an
Thank you
art.
for pointing that out, because often we think, oh, I can't draw, I can't dance, the obvious creatives, but you're right. Everyday life is
Exactly.
creativity.
We weaving all together.
Yeah.
We're always creating something and putting our schedule together, putting something like we are all creative, It's just how do we want to let it out? And then by knowing that, that gives a person that agency to just create, especially now with AI, okay? Create.
Yes.
Put the pencil stick
Yes.
drawings out there. You know why? Because a human
Yep.
is making them and people are
Yep.
going to love it. So it's just that just create. It's like
Let's
create,
keep
don't
going.
consume. We can't help consuming. We can't help
Mhm.
it. It's just part of our life. So when we consume,
Yeah.
balance it out by creating something. Draw a doodle,
Oh, that's
move, dance,
yeah.
just feel free with something, get a just, yeah, get a bunch of flowers and arrange it in your room or in your living room, or just something that's just feel that creation, because we were created and we create.
Wonderful advice. So this has been a triumphant, obviously, debut novel, Elixir. What's next? Do you have another book planned?
I do.
Really?
Yeah, so okay. Elixir was going to be almost like over 700 pages.
Wow.
I
Okay.
wanted to do like a really fat book. Do you remember the Linda Goodman like sun signs book? It was like huge, and kind of like the what's that big book? The Lord of the Rings, the trilogy. You know?
Oh,
I want to
yes.
get a
Okay.
big book of all this information, and doing everything myself, and realizing no, it's
It's
way
too
too
much.
much. Dial
Yeah.
it back.
Yeah.
It's
For you and the reader, you know,
exactly,
yeah, it's a lot of information to intake.
yes, it is, and it also was just, it was unnecessary, but there's still some more that
So you're not
I'm not done.
finished.
I'm not done.
Okay, so it's a work in progress right now, or is it already
It's a work in
done?
progress. It's a work in progress.
Okay,
It's
good.
done.
Good.
It's done, but it's like I want to, my experience with Elixir, which was so, I grew so much putting the book together, realizing how much work goes into putting a book together.
Oh my gosh.
Don't realize it until
As a
you do it.
self-publisher, what was the biggest challenge for you as a self-publisher, independent publisher?
I would say second guessing myself, second guessing my edits, second guessing going in and reading it. Like, you know, like that.
Yeah.
Do it.
Tough. Yeah.
I should have had someone else, I say, just kind of do it. But then I did. I did. And I didn't have a very good experience. And we don't need to get into that right now, but I didn't have a very good experience, and I paid and I got my work back. And I was like, but they've only done like 2 chapters. It was very, so I had to go back to the drawing board and I had to do it all by myself. And I was like, you know what? It's fine. It's okay.
It's a learning
And I loved
process.
it.
And
It's my book.
the second book, it's your book. That's right. It comes from your heart. The second book, the experience will be, I'm sure, a bit easier than the first one, for sure. So how do you hope readers feel after finishing Elixir? Give us some adjectives. Do you want them to feel empowered, curious? What do you think, Gisella?
Curious. Definitely curious.
Curious.
Excited. Connected.
Connected. And if there's one question that you hope, connected to family, if there's one question that you hope the book plants in a reader's heart, what would it be?
How will I be remembered?
Oh, that's a good one. Wow, I just got goosebumps when you said that. How will I be remembered? Which is why it's important for us to do this transformative work right now. Well, Gisella, you've definitely inspired me, and I'm hoping that listeners will also be inspired to read more about you, because you're so interesting and you have so many gifts to offer. Where can listeners follow your work and support what you're creating next and purchase Elixir?
Thank you, Gabby. I appreciate those kind words. It just you have an effervescence about you as well.
Thank you. That's lovely for you to say. Thank you. Thank you.
If anybody would like to connect more with me, they just need to go to my website, gisellarose.com. It's GISELLAROSE.com. And you can get my book, Elixir, Journey into Ancestral Alchemology, direct on my website. I do the bulk of, it's direct to my website. However, I am on Amazon and I do have a universal book link on my website. So you can just search, the book Alexa Journey into Ancestral Alchemology, or just click on the universal book link on my website and it will take you to all the different places that you can purchase my book. Yeah, because I get on
Wonderful.
Kobo, I got it on Barnes and Noble, I got it on a couple of other different places. Yeah, I think the term is I published wide. Yes. Okay.
Yes, yes, you did. Yes, you did. Well, Gisella, thank you so much. This has been such a joy. You've given us so much to think about. I'm definitely inspired. And I hope our listeners and readers will be inspired as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Gabby. I appreciate it. All right. Stay magical, everybody.
Thank you. You too, Gisella. This is your hostess, Gabby Olzak of the Gab Talks. Join us next podcast when we sit down with Claudia Dare, author of RATS, Revolutionary Army of Teens, We Are One. Until next time, keep on reading.